Everyone got a copy of them?
Yep.
You guys went through them?
Yep.
Yeah, please have a motion to accept the minutes as
So
presented.
moved.
Second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carries. It's good for the minutes. Under correspondence, looks like Michelle and Randy will be attending the winter recording training in Columbus the 7th and 8th of March.
We already did, yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, yeah.
All the commissioners went
We
to
were south for this past
spring
weekend.
conference.
We had a really good presenter on Friday night and a really bad one on Saturday afternoon, so that's just my own take on that, but, I mean, I realize we have to do it, but I don't understand why. We're trying to get clarification. ODVS tells us the subjects we have to do.
Mhm.
So, if we have to do an online training, why are we having online training, and then why do we have to have the speaker come and give us the same training at the conference?
That's ridiculous.
Doesn't make any sense. We're getting it twice.
Yep.
And we don't even have to be certified in it.
Right.
Right.
So it doesn't make any sense. So we kind
I
of
think we should nominate you for vice president, and then you can change it.
already have been nominated, so I'm working on it.
He
I'm
was
working on it.
facetious.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Yeah, if you get the
Thank you.
training down there, why do the correspondence?
Right, or if we're gonna do it online, then why do we have to pick that topic for down there? The problem is the president and the first vice meet with ODVS monthly. And they're basically force feeding what training we have to do at all three of our conferences and the convention, so it's like, it doesn't make any sense to me, but we'll see what happens, I'll let you know how it goes. Maple Festival, I got the application turned in and I got the packet back already, so weather permitting, I will have the hot rod up there. Weather not permitting, I will have the Mustang GT up there, and if it's snowing, I'll take the Edge.
Slap some flags up on there.
I'll get the metal, I'll get
Get them?
the magnet ones for the Mustang and the Edge, and I'll get the big sign for
The
the
ones that we have
67,
rolled
yeah,
up,
like,
okay.
yeah, the rolled up ones.
All right.
So it looks like spring training, is that the one that's in Cleveland?
No, no, that's our nationals. Our spring training is, you are gonna go, right, this time? Okay, so Randy and John had to switch,
Okay,
due to Dawn leaving.
okay,
So John and I are going to attend the spring conference, April 23rd through the 26th.
okay.
Yeah, it's down in Columbus.
Yeah, all of
Now,
our
what
trainings
does
in
that, what
Columbus.
does that do to Randy? Is he still?
He'll be here. Oh, no.
We're going fall.
He's
He'll
still
go in the
good?
fall.
Okay, all
Yeah,
right. I just
yeah,
wanna make sure we're,
We made
okay, I
sure.
just wanna make sure we're good.
So
If
you
not,
guys do
we'll
the
come
same
up
thing
and sit
that
in
we
the
do,
office
you
for a
have
week,
3 a
so.
year and you gotta go to 2 of them,
Yeah,
right?
As long
Well,
as we're good. As long as we got
we have
We're good.
our
Everybody
winter
gets a
quarterly,
Okay,
our spring conference, summer quarterly, fall conference. So we have 4,
You have to go to all 4,
just 2.
just 2.
Yeah.
Well,
And then
you
get
know,
our online.
we don't have to do district, now the district meetings are at Columbus
Yeah, right.
in the spring and
That was
fall.
worthwhile.
Spring and
That
the
really
fall,
was.
so we're gonna do
Well,
another year.
ours was good. Yeah, I liked ours.
And we're actually gonna have I don't wanna say a job fair, but like a assistance fair at our convention in June where any organizations that wanna help,
Oh, yeah.
like Save a Warrior is gonna be there, and they're all gonna come set up tables. We're gonna have a little meeting Saturday morning.
Yeah, and then-
Start at 9 o'clock to like 10 o'clock to do treasurer's report,
Right.
all that stuff, elections, all
Business
that.
crap, yeah.
And then they're gonna cut us loose for like 3 hours to
Mhm.
go visit these tables, and then they'll bring us back in for a session in the afternoon, and then we're out, so.
Nice.
Yeah, so we're trying to mix it up, make it a little bit different, so that I'm sitting there for 7 or 8 hours at a time, so. So for the Park District on the Veterans Picnic, June 14th, same as the last one, invitations, RSVPs, 2 people
This is the Park
apiece.
District putting it on,
Yeah, that's what I'm
not
saying,
us.
but like when we had the one at Clarendon, where they
Yeah, they put all that on.
they preferred 2, are they wanting us to come down and cook again?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so.
So we will be there. I think actually they're catering this year, but they're still requesting us be there
I don't
because it
know.
is veterans.
I got shingles that day. I'm not.
I feel like I
I'll
got
let you-
shingles that day.
I'll let you know. You and I went up on the rope thing, and then I went in the hospital that night. So.
I gotta be honest with you, that road course kicked my butt, I'm not lying. Okay, the Veterans Expo, I did finally get my,
Oh, did you get in the mail?
yeah, and
Okay.
it came Saturday.
So they must have been mailing them out at different
I don't know,
times.
because you guys got yours like a month ago or something.
Right.
About
So-
3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
So
see?
I got it, so,
Well, that's funny because Dr. Takis didn't get his.
I don't think I got anything.
Dr. Takis lives in Newberry.
I actually made the announcement down in Columbus, and they're gonna post it on
Yeah, I sent it to
State
Robin.
Department website for us,
Yeah, I sent it
the
the name to
Veteran Service
Robin.
Commissioners and the ODVS, so hopefully we'll get some more people to show up for that. What's going on? Anything,
No, actually, I took a whole bunch of those and we sent them to the different clinics and down to Wade Park. I personally took ours down to Ravenna. They have a really big turnout. They send a lot of their vets up here for us to help them.
okay?
Everything else is going well.
We're starting to get some, I don't wanna say RSVPs, but we're starting to get interest in the expo.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
I just wanna make sure that, and the VA's still planning on coming, and,
As far as I know, I talked to Stephen today,
okay.
so everything else is
Kinda
good.
surprised he's not here.
He's actually in training today.
New business. Any other old business, I'm sorry? Anything else? All right. New business? You guys know that Dawn submitted her letter of resignation. Her last day is
The 12th, next week.
12 April. She is owed
No, I left that over.
vacation time,
Yes.
personal time.
It's 155.2 hours.
So Michelle and I got that all squared away to take care of. I signed that memorandum today, so we'll get that fixed. Michelle's in the process of canceling our school date for April, so hopefully we can make that happen. So that's all done. I thought it was interesting that they suggested at the conference down there that we attend the basic CVSO training in the spring or the fall, just to kind of see what's going on. So I thought that was really interesting, because I thought that was kind of taboo for us as commissioners, but.
It's,
um,
personally, it's a waste of money. Because, I mean, it's $150 per person for that week.
It's a waste of money for us.
That's
but
what I'm
it's-
saying.
It's a gold mine for them if they get all of us to go down.
Right?
And-
5 people per
Is
county
it worth the training?
to be a CVSO.
Okay.
That's the whole thing, to be the CVSO, and John has to research.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna tell you how to do claims.
Yeah,
So they get,
What's the
they make
value of
what?
that?
Well, I'm just saying for my own personal
$750.
information, I would be more than
So
willing
you
to pay
five, so it makes
$150.
$750.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
go.
You could
To be
go,
honest with you, I would like to pay the $150 and go. Just to
Like-
get the training, just so I'm more knowledgeable, that's just me, but.
but in less than 6 months, half of the forms you do are gonna be,
Changed.
that's not even a lie. They came out with
Typical
4 new
government.
claims this year?
Typical government forms, then they change all the time.
On the daily.
Okay.
but yes,
Just
to get the
something to think
basic
about.
understanding of
right.
Yeah,
what
And
our
that's you
job
guys.
does, what we have to know, where our regulations lie, things like that, yeah.
well,
Yeah, that's how we're
the direction I'm going is, we have all these outside engagements that people are wanting us to attend, and I think we could spread the wealth a little bit more, because you guys are so busy in here. That's the only reason I'm thinking, 'cause I can go to a
It would help
VFW and
with-
give a briefing if I know
Yeah.
how to file a basic claim.
Yep, pension.
So I can go there and I
Well,
can
that-
talk to them, you know what I
And
mean?
your VFWs and American Legions have a service officer, so they can
Well,
correlate.
Yeah, but you know as well as I do, the ones here, they're not the best, so I'm just saying, I'm not trying to
Jug down here, take it.
talk any trash about anybody, but
No.
it is what it is.
But no,
Why
I
don't
mean-
you go?
What?
Why don't you go?
I'm going to go, I think I'll go in the fall, so.
I was gonna say, yeah,
Um,
if you are closed,
We'll
it's
talk
closed
about
already.
it, yeah, we'll talk, we'll talk about it again, but I think
Well, the
I'll
new
be more
service
happy
officer
to
school,
know.
if you wanna go, we have to get that in.
Okay, all right, we'll talk about this as soon as we get down.
Okay.
All right, so let's, so what we did was underneath the administrative assistant driver job duties, we came up with a administrative assistant driver / CVSO IT description that we no longer require. So, I don't anticipate us needing another CVSO in the office, neither does
No.
Michelle, neither
No,
does John. So we did away with the CVSO IT portion of the admin assistant driver.
yes.
So we have just an admin assistant driver, and that's what the posting is gonna be for the job. So that should go out next week?
No, that's going out tomorrow.
It's going out tomorrow? Okay, I know we talked, I just
I had a
didn't get a confirmation
question
back
about
on
that,
so.
if they took that off, my question was, there's 3 of you in the office now that can take these applications and so on, right?
File claims.
File
You mean
claims.
file claims,
Yeah, and I don't know, how many, on average claims, is there an average? You know, like there's 5 a week or 10 a week or,
Between him and Randy today, what, you had 6? And I had 2?
Not done, they're sitting on my desk.
But,
Yeah.
so, people bring in all this paperwork, it may not be completed, but yes, that we start a process on them, so
you get it done
when they bring in the rest of it,
when you get it
Yeah,
done,
most
when
of
they are,
Most of the time, it's a paperwork shortage on the supplier.
Applicants.
yeah.
They
on the
don't
veteran
bring enough
side.
of their
Yeah,
stuff
and
in. so these
that
guys
was
don't
my
get
question
back.
was, did we really
Yeah.
need a 4th person to do that in the
Well,
office?
what we were trying to do was, because our workload has increased so much over the last 2 years, when these guys are at training, like next week, they're
Yeah,
gone, they're gone for that period of time.
Right.
The plan was for her to be able to fill in and help Randy so he's not ripping his hair out. So it'd be 3 or 4 times a year that we would have been able to utilize that
Or
fourth
if one
CVSO.
of them gets ill for
Right.
Right,
long-term
vacations
illness or
or,
Vacation, whatever,
vacations
yeah.
or whatever. So
Okay.
that was the
But-
thought process
Okay.
behind that.
Nope, no more, we're not,
So
done
we're
with
not,
that.
we're not gonna do it, yeah, we're not gonna do it. So
Okay.
if we have to bring somebody else, we'll talk about that later. Okay, so is there
I'm
any
not freaking
questions
So
out.
this
on?
is what we're going with.
Yes, and that's the admin assistant driver that's been in our policy manual for,
Right, do we need to change the date on this?
Well, that was reviewed.
No, we did
This is out of
review
our
it.
policy manual, that's all I put on there, that's why it says that.
because it was just.
It'll come off
so-
there. Compensation. Compensation, you guys need to, kind of discuss. Where'd my little thing go?
Determine the time of hiring.
What's
There we
the
go.
thing?
Can I ask a question, because I can't remember, so
What?
why did we determine the $30,000 plus for Dawn when we started? Where did
That
that
was
money come, where did that number come
administrative.
from? Okay,
That's what, different counties.
so we're gonna be in between 30 and 30, well, we won't be at 34 because,
I had just left the 34 on there.
That's fine.
Just for, giggles. So this is where she had started in 2016 at 30.
yeah. And we gave her the 2 the first year she was here.
Right, well, this, yeah, so this
because it
was in
not much
January,
time,
right. And then she went up to the 34 as of right
Right.
now.
Okay.
I just took that out.
Okay, so we're probably gonna be closer to the 30 mark than the
Yes.
34 mark.
Yeah. So we're still, this would be the total for 2019. We're
Yeah.
still well under,
Yeah, it'd be under that 2.
yeah.
Well,
Okay.
do you
It's
want,
gonna be about 204.
so you wanna put that in stone, because you may get an applicant who's doing this and needs a job and may have
We'll advertise a
training
position,
for being a CVSO.
we'll advertise a position at 30, but if it's someone else comes in, we.
As a
we have room.
CVSO, you're starting out a heck of a lot more than that.
Oh, yeah. A lot.
I understand that, but there might be somebody out there that
Right.
doesn't have, is looking for a job in Jaga County
Right.
and is willing to start here.
Yeah,
Well, the compensation's not gonna be on the
Yeah.
advertisement
No,
anyway. It's
no,
gonna
no,
be
no.
Based on experience and
Mhm.
availability,
yeah,
so.
determined at time of
All right,
hiring.
so we'll talk about that when we get done with the interview process and we figure out what we're, just like we did with Dawn. so.
Yeah. I don't wanna put anything in writing and they say, oh, this is what you said.
So we have a $4,000 window basically that we
Yes.
can move around
Right.
depending on who we get experience-wise and that kind of stuff.
Yes,
All right, perfect.
alright. And last but
Next
not
meeting, I
least,
think.
our budget for 2020. Everybody have a copy? This right there. You got it. Okay. So we had submitted it, I submitted it last month to you guys, and I wanted to make sure that we went back over everything.
So the salary, Medicare, PERS, work comp, that's gonna be a little flux based on our last
So
hire.
this is how everything is grown, or gone up.
Yeah.
So this is our OPERS.
Okay,
So I make sure that 14, or 1.4% is going over here, and I'm
Okay.
sorry, that's Medicare, this is
Okay.
OPERS.
okay,
So this is how much the totals are. I put in a little bit more than what they are supposed to,
that's
so
fine.
we have
I like to have a
fluctuation.
little bit of room, okay.
Yes,
Okay,
Lord only knows.
that's perfect. Yeah.
because some of the categories, like, the workman's comp,
Hospitalization's coming up,
hospitalization, we don't know until the very end of the year
right?
when the auditors give us that information to say,
Right.
this is how much it's gonna be.
Have you ever had a workers' comp claim
No,
directly? I mean,
Now, you're good on you're good on your burial, your grave markers, your Memorial
We
Day,
have-
you're not,
literally, we still have, was it $30,000 in grave markers? We have not even ordered any, cause we ordered a bunch last year
Okay.
on leftovers.
okay, I just wanna make sure we're not short on anything again.
No,
And you did up the travel, I appreciate that.
Yep.
With all the trips we're having to make here, there, and everywhere, so.
and,
So we're looking at,
200 and.
2%, basically a 2.5% increase over last year.
Right.
That's wonderful.
And I'll remind you that, some of this money actually goes back in, whatever we don't use, so.
Right, right.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody got anything?
2.5%.
Questions?
Now millage will go up next year too. Just by a little bit. I know. Just more money for the county.
Grave markers, does that include the flags?
Yes,
Okay.
which we are like above and beyond with flags.
Oh,
what
okay.
is the big expense for Memorial Day flags?
Memorial,
six-
well, the Memorial Day is $6,500. So
Yeah.
by law, Ohio Revised Code, it says we reimburse the townships up to $100 for Memorial Day, and the posts, like VFW, American Legion, up to $500.
So you have 18 posts?
Mm-mm.
18
Townships.
townships.
18 times.
Yes.
So that's $1,800.
And then you have,
3 posts.
no, and that's
4 posts.
four, yeah, four.
Well,
they get up to
almost
500.
none of the townships take advantage of this.
They really don't. I've sent
Well,
letters in
what
multiple
did-
years.
So what do they
Last
just
year,
need,
did
what do
they
the
have
townships
put
need
in
to
a
do?
thing?
Just,
Yeah, all they gotta do is submit me,
It's the
hey,
same.
this is what we purchased for Memorial Day. Give us
Clarendon
money
always
back.
does.
But
yeah, I know Clarendon usually
Yeah, they
does.
don't-
And then we also pay for their,
So
the inscriptions.
it's not something they just automatically get. They
No,
have
they
to,
have to apply.
they have
They have
to
to
have
request.
an expenditure
Yeah.
and
They-
present
But
that.
they're all
Submit it to us,
notified.
Yes.
every
Ahead of
year,
time?
the letter
Yeah.
goes out to them,
Okay.
hey, you're allowed reimbursement.
No, they have to
Yeah.
request
Oh,
I don't know, whatever. I
Well,
don't
no,
know.
we did Hamden,
it last year.
was there, what was it though? It wasn't Hamden Township, it was the,
Yeah, it was.
Historical Society.
Yes. there you go.
Oh.
They were looking,
Historical.
because
Right,
Hamden
yeah.
won't
Right,
submit
right,
the
right,
stuff
right.
to us, so we told them to do it. Why not? It's $100
Yeah, it's fine,
going to
as long as
them.
our i's are dotted and t's are crossed,
Right.
you know, as long as our county
And it was for
entity-
bunting and flowers.
Let me ask you, the burial is if we have to bury someone?
That's part of it,
Yes.
and,
It's 10,000.
yeah,
Yes, our indigent veterans.
indigent burial.
So that covered basically 10 vets for the year.
And the other is just that other?
Other is, covers all the office expenses. Gas, paper, pens, all of our stuff that we hand out to people,
Yeah,
everything.
So your
the
giveaways, all
cups
that
and.
stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I need to back up. I had a phone call today I received from the son of a Korean veteran asking about his father's name being placed on the plaque at the Geauga County Veterans Memorial.
Who's that? Oh. That's on, yeah. Shut the door.
What does he mean?
He wants to have his dad's name put on the plaque.
Well, who's
No, you're good.
his
Who is it?
dad?
Joe Demko, Korean War vet.
I'll have to check to see.
Joe
Joe.
Demko. DEMKO.
Oh. Korean, you said?
Yeah, Korean War.
It's not on there now?
No.
I'll check. We have.
And he
a
told,
list that she
this
gave us.
is what he told me. Don't hit me. I don't understand.
Don't
He
have-
told
We
me-
know some people.
He
Right.
told me he came to your office a couple, 3 years ago when you were still up on the square, filled the paperwork out and gave it to you.
I'm gonna call bullshit on
3
that.
years ago, that was after we completed it.
I'm just telling you. So
Yeah, he can get a break.
I have Rob's phone number.
Rob?
Rob is his son,
Okay.
440-251-4345.
5-1. Okay.
What's the last name?
Demko,
Demko.
Kyle Road in
I don't even.
Clarendon.
3 years ago, we were completed.
Sounds
Oh, we've.
Oh, yeah, it's been done way before
He
that.
admitted that he missed the cutoff date, but he still wants to know if there's anything that can be done.
Yeah, we'll get them,
Give him a
we'll
break.
take them.
Well,
Speaking
maybe
of,
give him a break.
Brick.
Brick,
Yeah, we'll give him a break. We'll put him up on there.
right,
We'll make his own plaque.
Yeah, Dynamo label maker.
right, little staple up there. So, speaking of bricks and everything, we had, Newberry came to us last year, it was like 24 veterans' graves, like their headstones were broken and everything like that. So I tried to get them, like, new ones from the VA. Unless we have their lineage all the way down from when they were buried
It's tough.
to today, they will not replace it.
These are the old.
These are 1800s.
Old sandstone looking
Yes.
things that snap off all the time.
Yes.
1800s, yeah. So, even though they won't replace them,
Why won't they replace them?
because we
Because
don't have the
we can't-
lineage.
We
And
can't
we're
get the
not- have
lineage
to
back
have
to the
them
time they were
signed.
buried at 1828. They want every name all the way back through.
So
can't
if
just
you
say-
had an uncle that was in some cemetery here, you could say, oh yes, this is my uncle, and verify that he's buried
And
there.
he's a Civil War veteran or
But
whatever.
without the family
I-
coming forward to say they want it.
I talked to the genealogist, I've done everything I possibly can to try to track some of the families down, but we have one down in the Newberry one, right on the
Right by
curve.
me, yeah.
Shut the word.
Yeah.
Wilson, who has never been marked. He has a little tiny concrete thing and that's it. And he's a hero from Civil War,
Are
so,
we permitted by law to purchase a headstone for
yes,
him?
we are.
Well, then why don't we do it?
Well, that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about.
What are we
If-
talking about?
I don't know yet, price-wise.
Is this
It'll be through Sheffield Monuments Group, everybody.
Well, I will talk to,
sort of a replica of what the others are?
So now that's, I
Or
wanted to
just-
talk to them to see how much that was gonna be, or if they could do like the flat one, at least we could put something there with his name, and it has to be like his birthday, date of death, and this unit
Unit,
that he was serving.
Now, who's your point of contact at Sheffield? Because if you wanna,
What's her
you
name?
wanna talk to
Dol-
Danny Kellogg,
Not Denny, the lady,
okay, all right.
but yeah, we're going down there
Sheffield's
tomorrow.
pretty good.
Yes, they're very
Mhm.
good. So just, yeah, let me know. I'll be interested to see how that
Yep,
plays
and,
out.
Sheffield, is that?
down in Chagrin Falls.
Chagrin Falls, okay,
Yeah.
that's what I thought.
But they're the
Okay.
ones who did the monument.
They're the ones who
We
did my
also
kid's
have
gravestone too, so
one
I
other
but I
thing that
couldn't
I-
remember.
Was digging through records, and I don't know if any of you guys know, William Garrett was, we only have one Medal of Honor recipient from Geauga County, and that's him. He's not buried here, but he actually left from Geauga, Chardon, and
He's buried in the Dakotas or something, isn't he?
Leavenworth. But like, he actually captured a flag and all these troops and stuff, and he was a hero. But we have no identification of him in Geauga County.
So is he arising from Geauga County, you think?
He actually was born in the Isle of Man, came here and left from here and with the,
Join
what,
the service?
the Charlie Company,
So did he
I
live here
don't
for
know.
5 years before he joined?
I don't know,
Okay,
I really don't.
It's 5 years, the magic number.
What war was he
kind of.
No,
maybe not.
He was in the Civil War.
right.
Where did he go afterwards?
He died at Leavenworth, so he was
Yeah,
during the war.
Kansas, I'm assuming. I mean, he died in 1909, 1990,
Well, let's see if we
somewhere
can
around
find,
there.
let's see if we can get some history on the guy and some numbers and,
I did, I mean, that's basic information,
We'll
all
try
his
to-
family's gone
Oh.
from here. That's what I even called the Garretts that are still around here, none of them know any.
did we try to track him down through the Medal of Honor, the medal itself?
Well, yeah, that's where I found most of the
Okay.
information, and he's
Alright.
the Ohio Hall of Fame, Veterans Hall of Fame.
That's interesting. Interesting.
The William Garrett,
Yeah, that's interesting.
I wanna grab his information.
I mean, if he's from Geauga County, then we should at least have something like a memorial.
It'd be interesting to know if he's on the memorial.
He's not on the memorial.
Oh, he wasn't listed.
He wasn't listed, right. I don't know,
Here it
Why
is,
or-
sorry,
Yeah.
right.
here you go. If we could get something, you know, signifying Mr. Garrett up in, maybe up at the square.
This was taken,
That was taken out there in 2010, I think it says the photo was. But I think that explains what he did, his citation, one of them.
So he was born in
The Isle of Man,
Great Britain, and,
came over here when he was like 6 or 7,
mhm,
and then left and served in,
Then
what is it?
in the Civil War.
Charlie something? I don't know. 41st?
Yeah,
41st Ohio
I
Infantry.
knew, I was close.
this is the Civil War?
Yeah,
Yeah, it says right here, for extraordinary heroism on December 16th, 1864, while serving with Company G, 41st Ohio Infantry, in action in Nashville, Tennessee.
That's where it was, Nashville, couldn't remember.
Was
So
serving
he
with
died in
Sergeant
December.
dashed forward the first time of the enemy's works, taking possession of 4 pieces of artillery, and capturing the flag of the 13th Mississippi Infantry.
Pretty badass.
Well, we've represented, we had no Medal of Honor winners before.
Yeah, I know.
On record.
I
Sure.
have dug and dug and dug, that was the only one that I could find. And where I found it was on the Veterans Hall of Fame thing for a while. It's the only place.
Huh.
So, yeah, I think we should have something here
Absolutely.
signifying,
I think maybe
Yep.
we should try to stick something in, if we have any type of presentation at the expo.
oh, yeah.
What,
We should try to put something together for.
Started 1860,
Would we be able to,
1861, right?
1861, yes.
And so this, he was born in 1842,
Right, so he was
So what-
20,
1920.
1920.
20 years old, which would signify that he probably spent maybe a decade here.
Probably. I don't know.
I mean, if you say he came over when he was about 6 or something, or
Yes.
6 or 8,
That's,
or,
I-
you're
the
guessing.
information that I,
Right.
no, I actually tracked that
Okay,
from the ship that he came over with his family.
okay.
Okay.
Well, yeah, and he left from here, that makes him a resident
So what are
here.
you thinking? What would you like to do?
I'd like to get something, have a stone made or something like that, and possibly put it down there by our memorial. Seeing how
Yeah.
nobody even
That's a good idea.
recognized, knew
Yeah.
him, so.
I mean, if he's on the county, we need
Yes.
something.
That's a good idea. I like that idea. Put it down there by the
And,
memorial.
you know, have something like with his write-up on it.
Yes.
So I'll get something along the lines of what he did.
Maybe a brick would be better, a big brick for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, but I'm not thinking of the stone, I thought you were talking about a stone standing up.
Oh, no.
Okay,
For the ones that don't have any headstones, those are the ones that I was talking about, the flat ones. Not so much of a stand-up one like this for him, but maybe like an obelisk thing by itself with his name and stuff on it.
I don't think, we didn't give anybody awards for being in the military that down there.
He's a Medal of Honor.
I know that, but we didn't give any awards to anybody for being in the thing. I don't know that you wanna to do that.
Well, it doesn't have to be that. I mean, all our options are open, but.
Yeah.
I think
We
you
need
do
to-
a brick, a big
We need to
brick.
do something to recognize him, obviously.
Yeah.
Right.
There's no doubt about that, so.
Are there other places to put a standalone plaque on some of
This is
the
April,
walls
May.
that, I
Let's,
There's
can't
not.
visualize that
So
there's,
maybe we can do it up here in Chardon. I'll talk to,
yeah, and else we put in the park.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll talk to Chardon.
yeah, you find out what you can, and then we'll table this till next month, and we'll.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanna bring you guys a heads up on it.
Okay.
if I do the sporting thing, any of us, and cash in today, we could get a stone from
Sheffield.
the veterans, but then they also have the brass plaque or something that you get.
Yeah.
Is,
We'll look back at
what's
that.
the,
The
What's the-
difference?
well, yeah, what determines which one you get, and what's the
You sign
cost?
off, it's completely free.
I meant the cost to whoever's making it. Is it
Oh.
more expensive for a stone to be engraved, or
If
more
it's a VA
expensive for a?
headstone, then it's completely free. If the VA, if you're sending it saying, I want a VA headstone for my own grave or your grave, you would mark, do you want a flat bronze marker, do you want a little niche one, it's whatever you as the veteran wants,
And the
but-
VA's the one that's paying for those markers.
Right.
So,
completely
the
free.
VA pays for the markers. I've got like 5 of them in the office I gotta hang here as soon as the weather breaks. So,
Right.
They just
I
show
guess
up.
I'm not asking my question properly, it's, yeah, I'm not, who pays for it, who doesn't? Somewhere there's a cost structure and how they do it, and I'm just, from my own knowledge, is it more expensive to make a bronze one, or brass, or more expensive to engrave a stone?
I would probably say the bronze ones because
Are nice.
Those
The
are
stone that it
Yeah.
actually comes from, there's only 2 places in the whole world that this actual headstones come from.
The white
So
stone
there's,
there.
yeah, one there, and then there was one overseas,
Where'd you say the one is in here?
Pennsylvania.
Oh.
So,
I'm just trying to educate myself, I'm
well,
just,
on your burial class, you guys will get that
Yeah, exactly.
what's a burial class?
online.
Online.
Oh,
It
Christ.
doesn't tell you that.
It doesn't tell you how much, but,
Okay, we have a,
yes. All right, so everything else was done.
yeah, we have a financial assistance applicant here today.
Well, wait a minute,
Okay.
do we have to make a motion or anything on this 2020 budget?
Yes, I need,
Yes. Can we have a motion to approve the 2020, the tentative, approve the budget?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Newman and
Any further discussion? Just make a note on that, please, that we're looking at, it's pretty close to what we want it to be. The only thing
For
that's
the
gonna
head-
change the,
this?
the
Oh,
only
yeah.
thing that's gonna change the budget is our new hire,
which
because we
actually
haven't got that
That's why
sorted out,
I-
so,
kept everything
yeah,
with
right.
this
Right.
amount in there.
So it's gonna be no higher than that.
Correct.
Okay.
Right.
Yep.
All right, so,
So all in favor?
all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same.
All right, so the budget
Motion
will
carries.
$649,017.51. Okay, all right, so, can you grab his file? I think it's in the.
Yeah, this is his copy, so we're not looking at that.
Yeah,
I was just making room for him.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
but can you grab that before you come back in?
Yes.
Because I need to update them.
You're gonna have
So
this
this will show up there next
driver advertised tomorrow
Yes,
in the paper?
it won't be in the paper tomorrow. It'll probably go in on Friday, but it'll go through, Jobs and Family.
Job and Family Services.
And then it'll go out to all the county one.
Okay. You guys get your travel vouchers done and your credit cards turned in,
Credit card,
please? Go. Let's get that done.
everything
so-
else. I think all needs to
Like
sign.
well done.
I was like, you have a home inspection.
Oh, I got a big one tomorrow, it's gonna be awesome.
It's a big house.
4,900 square feet.
Holy that's not a house. That's like 3 houses. 49?
Mom's gonna look at it.
Your mom?
Are
No,
these
we'll look at it.
consolidating that?
No, but this is the only one we needed.
Yeah,
You need to buy a house?
no, it's an inspection, it's an $800 inspection.
Are you guys gonna go over it for a minute?
Yes.
Yes, please.
I'm trying to find that actual. Help me out here, John. Where's the
The actual
Is it in here?
application.
the actual application?
All right, so give me a little history, just to bring all the guys up to speed on this. This is Troy Henderson.
For Henderson. Mr. Henderson is requesting, I think I showed Paul right here. Here's that.
He's requesting $15,292.83. He's already received over 11. We need to shut that off or keep it going.
It's fine.
Okay, we just won't.
I delete those.
This is the newest one?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, that's the
Um,
new.
You want me to make a copy of it?